Hi everyone, welcome to the live draw of the Silver Compass World Cup competition, which we're doing today. Sorry we're a few minutes late. We had a little bit of a technical issue, mostly involving blue tack, but that is something that can't be avoided when you're dealing with a whiteboard the size of the one we have behind us. So just to introduce myself, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Sam. I run the company Silver Compass. We're a marketing agency. We're based in Malden. We help small businesses across Essex, London, Hertfordshire and beyond to make the most out of social media for their business, help themselves to generate more leads through things like Facebook advertising and other paid ads. And we help them build fun things like sales funnels, email marketing campaigns, that help them convert more of their existing customers to spend more with them. So that's about us. We've got some fantastic local businesses that have entered into the draw to win one of 4 marketing consultancy sessions with us. So there are 4 to give away, as I said. That means that anyone that has a team that gets through to the semi-finals or beyond has got the potential to win one of those. We've also decided, haven't we, Mike, on there is a 5th prize for one of the teams that comes 4th in their group. So that will be probably a kind of a fun sort of booby prize, but we haven't quite figured out what that's going to be yet. So watch this space. So obviously I've introduced myself. My right-hand man, Mike, is here to help me out with the draw. Mike will introduce himself and the countries that are up for selection in just a moment. Behind the camera, we've got our super cool marketing intern, Ollie, who's going to be coming in and helping us to make sure that the draw is conducted in an efficient and proper way in just a moment. But if you've got any questions or comments throughout the drawing, pop them in the chat box. Ollie's the one that's going to be responding to you. So without further ado, I'll pass over to Mike, who's going to run through the teams that are up for selection today.
Thank you, Sam. So yeah, as mentioned, to celebrate this year's World Cup, Silver Compass have decided to have a nice little fun competition which gives you a chance to have a marketing consultancy sessions with us. So the winner of the World Cup will get a half-day marketing consultancy session. Any of the 3 semi-finalists will get a 90-minute session, whether that's on phone, Skype, or coming to you. And finally, our randomly picked out of the teams who come 4th in each group, they will probably get a 90-minute session as well, but we're going to have a little play with that because that's our wooden spoon prize, if you like.
So the fact of the matter is, don't worry if you draw England, because there could be something that you can win out of the competition as well. So exactly. It's all happy days.
So speaking of England and the other teams in this competition, I'll just run you through the teams that you might be randomly drawn out. So in Group A, we have the hosts, Russia. We've got Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay. Group B, we've got some big teams in this group. We've got Portugal, Spain, Iran, and Morocco.
You definitely want either Portugal or Spain from that group, I'd say.
Yeah, don't fancy Iran and Morocco's chances there. Group C, France, Denmark, Peru, Australia.
Again, France, another very highly tipped squad of players.
Mm-hmm. Group D, Argentina, of course, Lionel Messi from Argentina, along with many other great players like Aguero. Alongside Argentina in Group D, we have Iceland, Croatia, and Nigeria. Group E, another favourite, is Brazil. Alongside them in Group E, Switzerland, Costa Rica, and Serbia. Group F, Germany, possible winner there.
Very strong, and actually the defending champions as well.
Defending champions, can they make it back-to-back World Cup wins? Alongside Germany, Group F, Mexico, Sweden, and Korea. South Korea, that is. Group G is England's group, so England, Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and Sam has a very strong feeling about Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium are actually my dark horse of the competition. Perhaps slightly biased on account of the fact that I feel that their defensive centre pairing in Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld is probably the strongest in the competition. Going through into the midfield of Moussa Dembele. However, that is slightly biased because I am a Spurs fan.
They do also have some of the best players in the Premier League, Courtois, De Bruyne, and Lukaku, Hazard. But I guess the Spurs ones are the important ones for you.
Absolutely. On a side note, before we go any further, has anyone else noticed that Mike kind of looks like a very short Courtois?
Yeah. Take away the beard, face.
Yeah.
It's a bit Courtois.
It is very Courtois.
Our final group is Group H, so Japan, Colombia, Senegal, and Poland. And that is a very open group, and that's actually the group who England's group will end up playing against if England were to remarkably become first or second in that group.
So those are the teams. In a minute, we'll just sort of get on with the draw. First of all, thanks for all of you who are joining us and watching us so far. Particularly big hello to Matt Bradford, who's said hello in the chat box.
What teams are you guys hoping to get? Leave us a
point.
comment. Who are you wanting? Who do you think is going to win this year's World Cup? Maybe you want a small team and want to come forth. Who knows? Let us know in the comments, and Ollie will feedback that to us. Ollie, any other comments in general at the moment?
Yeah, Ollie, who are you feeling for the World Cup?
Let's just go England. Why not?
Going England.
Yeah. Strong. He said it. He said it with pride. But to be fair, he is quite young, so he hasn't gone through the experience of supporting England at the World Cup. He hasn't seen the bitter disappointment that does come from supporting England.
Absolutely.
But there we go. So we're going to get on with the draw in just a second. But first of all, so that we're all completely open and transparent, we're going to bring Ollie forward to here. We've got the companies who have entered in this pot here, which said biscuits. And Ollie, if you could just open the lid, show that to the camera, secure the lid, and just do a good shake.
Okay. All randomised. Yeah. We don't know.
Completely randomised.
Cool.
So those are all the companies, and then all of the countries here in the coffee pot. That's secured. Ollie's going to shake that now. Great job.
Perfect. And Ollie, you saw us printing the names. Are you happy that there is no doubles?
There's no doubles.
No doubles, no alterations or anything like that. Big hello to Adam, who's loving this stream, so thank you very much. And I think now it means that we get on with the draw. So, first of all, is the first company to come out of this pot, and in fact there's one secured in the lid, so that will be the first one that we draw today.
So first up,
he's already commented on the stream, and it is Matthew Bradford from Natural Print Solutions. So they are indeed the natural choice for all things print. They're where we get all of our business cards and roller banners printed from. So highly recommend them if you are in need of any printing material in the Essex area or beyond.
So Natural Print Solutions are going to pick a team at around about here. So have I got just one there, Sam?
You have just got one team.
So this is yours, Matt. Oh, it's a strong start. Spain.
Oh, Matt has been drawn with Spain. That is a fantastic selection there.
So Spain in Group B, along with Portugal, Iran, and Morocco. So that's a very strong start.
So just whilst Mike is putting that up on the board, just going to shake this up again. Select the next company from the company pot. This is Mark Sexton from Essex Work Skills. Really great guy, really great work that they do with schools up and down Essex, going in, helping them teach younger kids work skills so they're ready to join the workforce. I've helped them on one of their interview days before, and great fun. So good to get involved with.
Okay, and Mark, I have one here. So we've got Denmark.
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 Yeah.
There we go. Very fitting.
Actually, another great Spurs player in that team in Christian Eriksen, so can't go wrong with that.
And of course, Kasper Schmeichel, Peter Schmeichel's son, is their goalkeeper. So next up in the company draw, we've got
Ian Chambers from Hoskin Home Loans. So a great local business here in Malden, just literally across the road from us, really.
Yeah.
In terms of them being local to us. So Ian, you're up next.
Yep. And we came across Ian at the Malden networking yesterday. Good to see you there. And we recommend heading to that if you get a chance. It's held at
the Oak House, again, just over the road from us. So really local this time.
Okay, and Ian has got Nigeria.
Nigeria for Ian.
Nigeria of Group D. So Group D, we have Argentina, Croatia, and Iceland.
I'd say, aside from Argentina, that's probably a pretty open group.
Pretty open. Good chance of getting through. Absolutely.
So
next up,
ploughing through this nice and quickly. Next up from the companies, we've got Joe Howe Photography. So Joe, good friend of mine, I've known for a number of years. Used to work with him up in Cambridge. Now he is doing a lot of wedding photography. And incidentally, we have got a number of photographers entered into the competition. So we're interested to see if we can get an entire group worth of photographers.
Obviously, it's completely random, but Sam is hoping to somehow draw them all in the same
Fingers
group.
crossed.
Okay.
And the country for Joe
is Peru.
Peru.
Of Group C.
Strong company. Or country.
Strong country. And he is in a group along with Essex Work Skills now.
So, moving on.
Just quickly, any comments, Ollie?
Apparently, YouTube could be the new Anson Deck.
Oh, Matt, you are too kind.
Which one do you have, Ollie?
That's the question.
That is a rather controversial comment there, Ollie. Obviously, we do wish him well on account of the fact that he's just going through rehabilitation at the moment and everything like that. So, moving on to the next company that we got. It's the man, the legend himself. He's just done me a mortgage. It's Tony Baker from Chambers Financial Services. Can't recommend him highly enough.
And Tony is a West Ham fan, is he?
He is he's an absolute legend, and that's the only thing I can really hold against him.
Okay, so let's have a look who he's got. Portugal.
Oh, very, very strong choice.
Group B, Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo's team. That is a strong choice there.
So Tony has got Portugal. Manala's also said she was thinking that we could also be the new Anton Deck. So perhaps there is a future for us outside of marketing. So who knows?
Watch this space.
We are cracking through these quite quickly. Next company up is close to home. Yeah, it's Hannah Southgate for Have a Go with Hannah makeup business.
Yep, so a unique presenter. We've actually got two different unique presenters in this draw.
So, Hannah.
Let's see who Hannah's going to get. I think Hannah wants Panama, is what she was saying the other day. She loves an underdog. It's Panama's first ever.
She has got a feeling about Panama.
Yep. So let's
I'm not sure what my feeling is about Panama.
It's not Panama. It does begin with a P though, and
she's got Poland.
Poland of Group H.
So not quite the underdog that you thought, but perhaps in a nice open group there. So you could get some progression there, Hannah.
Absolutely.
Now, next company coming up, just making sure we've just got the one there. And we've got another good friend of ours, Rob Lazaro from Mud and Maps. So, great guy, does a lot of work with school kids as well, much like Mark. But this time he helps organise DV expeditions and runs those. So actually, I did hear a very entertaining story from him about one of the expeditions he was on the other week. However, it's probably not safe to say on this Facebook Live.
A safer story is when I did Duke of Edinburgh, we once got trapped in a field by a herd of cows charging at us. So that was fun.
So, yeah.
They're quite dangerous.
So, Rob Lazaro has been drawn with.
It's Switzerland.
Very.
Group H.
I'd say that's a pretty decent drawing as well.
Absolutely, that's our first of Group H so far.
Group E.
No. Group H. Why am I saying H?
I don't know. It's only there are only a couple of letters out, so we'll let you
in my mind.
Coming through to our next drawing, We've got another photographer. This is Jimmy Lee, the man, the legend from Barking. Does some really fantastic arty shots. So, Jimmy, you are the next drawing.
And Jimmy Lee has got Sweden.
Sweden.
Of Group F, not E, not H, but F. Sweden.
Zlatan not playing.
No, Zlatan Ibrahimovic retired now.
From international. Still playing for LA Galaxy.
Smashing it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hat-trick on his debut or something like that.
Incidentally, we were talking in the office yesterday about cat names, because that is something that myself and Hannah will be purchasing in the not too distant future. And we were wondering if we could sort of do some footballer-themed cat names.
Sort of pun.
My suggestion, which immediately got vetoed when I got home, Katan Ibrahimovic. So.
It was solid, but she didn't approve.
No.
Other highlights include Philip Coutinho of Brazil.
And Maurizio Pochettino.
So what are your thoughts? Which one of them is best?
Yeah.
Ollie, any comments coming through at all of interest?
Mignel agrees with you. In the end there.
Yeah,
Solid.
fantastic.
I also agree.
Great. Let's hear your reactions to who you've drawn so far, or who you're hoping you might still get.
And indeed, your reactions to Katan Ibrahimovic.
That's what he's interested in.
And any better.
So, this is the first TBC drawing.
Yes, we
So
have
we've got-
3 available slots.
So, we don't know about this company, but if you want that available slot, we have got TBC. We're going to draw the country for it now, so you can almost get a little bit of an idea about what you're going to get before you dip in.
So the 3 who do end up entering will then be randomly allocated one of these 3 teams. The first of which possible teams is Korea Republic of Group F.
And I'd say that is a pretty decent team to be drawing, particularly among the Asian teams as well.
Yep.
And obviously Korea Republic, because I have been naming whatever Spurs players are in the teams that we're drawing, Heung-min Son, who is absolutely fantastic, very underrated, I'd say. Manala said, this is better viewing than the World Cup. Maybe do some live streams during it. I think so. Perhaps
we
might do some commentary over some of the matches, which I think would just absolutely be hilarious.
Please do.
So, yeah.
Who we got next?
So, who we got coming up next from the country pile, or company pile rather. Got to remember who's doing what. He is about a 2-minute walk from our office.
Yep.
Adam Cohen, legendary accountant from Maynard Heady LLP.
Who are you hoping for, Adam? We will find out who you've got.
Adam said he would actually watch us sort of doing some commentary on the World Cup.
Oh,
So
really? Well,
perhaps we have got a future in media ahead of us.
Well, I don't know how happy you'll be now, Adam, because you've got Costa Rica of Group E. They are a potential 4th place finish. I can't see them getting to the semi-finals, but maybe your 4th place consolation prize could be on the way.
We don't know. Costa Rica, obviously, if we're going to go down an etymological route, actually means rich coast. So,
Bit of geography knowledge for you there.
Coming up, yeah, just throw it in. You never know.
Give you some knowledge along the way.
So, coming up next, we have got another fantastic local business. She's down in Rayleigh. Is Lisa Gibbard of Smart PA. Good friend of ours, and really great if you're in need of some secretarial assistance.
And Lisa has got Morocco.
Morocco for Lisa.
Fantastic. So Group B is very nearly full.
Yeah. And incidentally, Group B so far entirely made up of members of Rayleigh Business Group. So there's going to be quite a lot of competition, I can imagine, within that.
Ollie, any thoughts?
Adam would have more more chance of a Costa coffee.
So next one up, we've got Janice Gilbert from Word Perfect VA. Janice does some fantastic work, particularly if you are in need of someone to do some proofreading, editing for the copy of the website, anything like that. Great person to know, great person to work with.
And Janice has drawn Uruguay.
Uruguay.
Group A, of course, home of the bitey man himself, Luis Suarez.
Although not so bitey now that he's moved to Barcelona.
Calm down.
Was was quite leery when he was in his Liverpool days.
Absolutely.
But not so much now that he's playing in Spain.
And of course, Group A is one of the weaker groups in the tournament. We have Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay. So Uruguay,
I could see Uruguay topping that group, actually.
Absolutely.
So next is another one of our great photography friends, Sally Parkinson from Sally Parkinson Photography. Specialises in newborn photography, lots of cake smashers.
I was going to say, here she has a method involving cakes and children getting right in there.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. If you have a young child, particularly with like a first or a second birthday coming up, great person to talk to.
Absolutely.
So Sally, you have been drawn with
Croatia.
Croatia.
Of Group D.
No current Tottenham players, but they are, I believe, captained by former Spurs legend Luka Modric.
Yep, absolutely. Also, Vedran Čorluka, former Spurs, plays for Croatia, as the Rakitic of Barcelona.
Coming up next. She's been chirping up throughout the conversation. It's Minal Patel from Marketing by Minal, who, incidentally, is both a lovely person and is my immediately previous boss before I started this business.
And Minal has a very lovely website, may I say.
Yeah.
Loving the fonts. And Minal, you have got Egypt of Group A.
So here's hoping that Mo Salah is fit.
Absolutely.
In time for the start of the World Cup, because otherwise you might be struggling to get into any further than the group stage.
But as we said, Group A, the other teams are Russia, Saudi Arabia, so not massively strong.
Nina Jervis has joined us. She can hardly bear the tension. I'm not surprised, Nina. It's
hotting up.
It is hotting up.
Absolutely.
And that's not just because we got the windows.
We're probably going to open the window soon.
Yeah. So the good thing for Nina is that she hasn't been drawn yet.
Yeah,
so
you haven't missed it.
You haven't missed anything at all. And we're on to another photographer. This man is actually doing the photography for my wedding in, are we the 8th today? No, literally 2 months and 1 day's time. So Paul Ward from Paul Sonfield Photography, you have been drawn now.
And you have got a very good team. Brazil, Group E, one of the favourites, one of the strongest midfielders in attack in this World Cup.
That being said, how do you feel about them defensively? Because
some of the defenders are quite old, questionable decision makers. I'm glad to see David Luiz not in there because he is horrendous at defending. But
also, it's a little bit like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons.
Definitely the same person. Never seen him in the same place, have you?
No.
So Neymar, Coutinho, plenty of other Brazilians. Can you think of any? Firmino.
I can't think of any off the top of my
But they have quality, absolute quality. So that's Group E, and that is alongside Adam of Costa Rica and Rob of Switzerland.
Nina says she feels like she's missed some vital World Cup insights, which obviously you have, as you joined us late. We have been talking through the commentary, but you can always watch this on replay and see what you've missed out on. Obviously, Jenny Bailey, so Mum has joined, always nice to know. And Minal has no idea if Egypt is good or not.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, you're not guaranteed to come fourth, I'd say.
Yeah.
Which is about as far as I'd go.
But I don't think you're going to win the World Cup.
So, coming up next, probably say we're about halfway through the draw now, getting there.
Getting to that stage.
Next up, we've got TBC2. So, again, this is the second of our pretty much wildcard teams. So, if you haven't joined yet, there is the opportunity. We have only got 3 slots. So.
And if you know someone who you think would want to join this competition, then get them in touch with us.
And they've been drawn with
Senegal of Group H, our nice open group, and Senegal, of course, captained by West Ham, Cheku Kouyaté.
Yeah. I was wondering how long it would be until West Ham turned up in this conversation.
Oh,
that being said, I have been sort of jabbering on about Tottenham throughout pretty much the last 20 minutes or so. So there we go. Next up, we have got another photographer. I think we've now drawn all of the photographers, but this is the great bearded tattooed man himself, Mark Fountain of Fountain Photography.
And Mark has been drawn with Mexico.
Another West Ham player in that team, actually.
Javier Hernandez, striker for Mexico. So,
do you think he'll be staying with you throughout the?
I very much hope so.
Summer?
I think the addition of Manuel Pellegrini as manager will make it more likely Hernandez stays. So fingers crossed on that front.
Coming up next, we've got our second unique presenter, Jenny Johnson from BUTY Spot.
Absolutely. So she runs the BUT Spot, not TY, as in beauty.
Yeah.
So an interesting
I would spell
pronunciation.
it like T as in capital.
Or maybe these are the sort of things that can be discussed if she runs a marketing spot.
Perhaps.
Who knows? Either way, thanks for entering, and you have been drawn with
Australia.
So that's Group C. Ant and Deck, Australia.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know. Get us out there.
Perhaps if they're not available to do I'm a Celebrity this year, we've got a chance ourselves.
We're in there. We're in there.
So coming up next, we've got Ogo from Averto. So great guy. Really hoping that we fix up a meeting with him soon, because I think there's a lot of ways we can work with him and the videography that he does.
Absolutely, Ogo, a very good filmmaker. He also makes advertisements and has worked with a lot of companies, including Sky Atlantic, I believe. If that's right or wrong, that's no
Fantastic.
Ogo. Let's see who you are drawn with. It is Iceland. So this is Iceland's first ever World Cup after their first ever Euros in 2016. So it's a big competition for them.
Where they did actually embarrass England.
Knocked out England. Let's hope they don't do that again. They probably will. So Group D is Iceland. So got that alongside Sally and Ian down in Group D.
Manala says, wait, Australia has a football team? Yes. And that's association football as opposed to Aussie rules football, which is something entirely different and entirely more dangerous, I would say.
And to show you the level of Australia's football team, one of their best players is 37 years old, Tim Cahill. Most players have retired by that age, so shows you the level of Australia, or the level of Tim Cahill.
Yeah, I'd probably say Tim Cahill, because he's been knocking around the Premier League for quite a while.
Absolutely,
and
playing out in Sydney now, so representing his home country.
So coming up next, we're keeping it in the family. It is Ian Bailey of Kalex Environmental. For all your environmental needs, go to Kalex.
And who do you think your dad would be wanting to draw?
I would say,
bearing in mind we still have Germany haven't been picked, we still have France.
Given that he's a Spurs fan as well, I think a solid draw for Belgium would be good for him.
Absolutely. So let's have a look. Who you've got, Ian? It's a strong one.
It's a strong one.
It's the home of Lionel Messi, Argentina. Argentina, of course, have many attacking players, including Aguero, Lanzini, West Ham, Di Maria,
Eric Lamela, and also is the home of the great Spurs manager Mauricio Pochettino. Almost said Pochettino there, because we've been talking about that so much in terms of what we're going to do.
And that is our first group completely full. So Group D, we've got Ian Chambers, Nigeria, Sally Parkinson, Croatia, Ogo for Iceland, and Ian for Argentina.
And Lisa has just joined us. Lisa, you've missed the drawing of your team, but you are in Group B. And you've been drawn with Morocco. So,
and as mentioned earlier, Group B is our Rayleigh BNI club. So Matthew Bradford of Spain, Tony Baker of Portugal. Good company there for you, Lisa.
And third, we got TBC 3.
Again, this slot could be yours or someone you know. Let us know. Get in touch, and you'll be randomly allocated one of the TBC slots.
Matt's got a little bit annoyed at how much we've been talking about Spurs because he's obviously a West Ham fan. So perhaps it's time for you to be talking a little bit more about their chances and their players in the World Cup, Matt.
Absolutely. So let's see who we got first, and then I'll see if I can link it to that. So unfortunately, there's no chance. It's just going to trigger him even more. It's Belgium. So Belgium, again, tons of quality Premier League players playing for Belgium. Very much like the England golden generation in the fact that there's a lot of high quality players, but they don't seem to blend as a team.
It's quite interesting. Obviously, we won't mention the obvious because we did talk about that slightly earlier, but obviously quality goalkeeper in Courtois, and then sort of like in the midfield you've got De Bruyne, great attacking threat with Hazard and Lukaku as well.
Absolutely. So solid team all round there. That's Belgium Group G, and that could be yours. That's our first in Group G.
So actually, if you want a real dark horse for the competition, there is a spot open for you.
There's a 1 in 3 chance of you getting that.
So coming up next, and hopefully we'll get a few more Group Gs now because we are filling up the spaces. We've got another virtual assistant, and this is lovely Jane Horgan from VA Wiz.
Absolutely. And Jane has got a huge footballing nation,
the Islamic Republic of Iran.
So these are probably one of our best shouts for finishing bottom of their group, being within a chance of getting one of our bogus prizes. I say bogus, it's a legit prize. It's just for the wooden spoon award.
Yeah.
So Group B is now concluded, and definitely the weakest team in this group, I would say.
Yeah. With the wooden spoon prize, we may actually get a wooden spoon as well.
And if you want a wooden spoon,
yeah,
it could be coming your way.
Perhaps you need one for your cooking.
Cake making.
Yeah. Always found the wooden spoon very good for making spaghetti bolognese. Yeah. So don't get.
Speaking of spaghetti bolognese, no Italy in this year's World Cup.
That's a very good point, actually.
No
Usually
Italy.
a very strong footballing nation, won it a number of times, actually.
And no Holland, who have been in the final 3 times, I believe.
Yeah, actually, Italy won it in that very controversial game where Zidane played his last. Who was it he headbutted?
I want to say Materazzi, but I'm probably wrong there. If you can remember who it was.
Or if indeed you're going to Google it.
Or if
Ollie, I see that. I see you do that now.
Absolutely. Who did Zidane headbutt in the final?
So, next drawing, we've got Rachel Richards from Uniform 7, based over in Barking. Do a lot of supplying for schools in that area for school uniform and other uniform clothing as well.
Absolutely. And Rachel, you've got us, England.
It's not bad.
So Ollie's happy. He thinks England are going to do well. That optimism will soon fade. But who knows? Who knows? You know, Harry Kane, Spurs. No West Ham players. Probably a good thing given our season. But
what can you do?
Who knows with England? But Rachel, you've got us.
Yeah. Lisa, there's no need to be sorry about you being late. We're just glad that you could join us.
Absolutely.
Minal says you can never have enough wooden spoons. I'd say that's true, given the amount of wooden spoons that I've been transporting across to my new house.
Absolutely.
Abby's joined us and said there's no US either, thanks to Panama.
Absolutely. Shock of the qualifying in the Northern American. No America, and Panama got there instead. And South America, there is no Chile, which of course is Alexis Sanchez.
Absolutely. Lisa says, have I been picked yet? Lisa, yes, you have, and you've been drawn with Morocco in Group B.
Stunning.
So only a few left. We're now moving on to I'm not sure if she's still watching live. Hopefully she is. Nina Jervis from Nina the Writer, who is a fantastic copywriter. I've been working with Nina for years now, and always enjoy working with her, actually. Great person to know and to work with.
And Nina, you have got Serbia.
Serbia.
E. So there we go. Group E is now concluded. So yes. Serbia, Costa Rica, Switzerland, Brazil. So it's quite an open group.
I'd say, yeah, you'd expect from there Brazil to top the group.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I'd say that's pretty open in terms of who's going to come second. So
Absolutely.
everyone is in with a chance there. Gunning through it now. Oh, we got a couple in there, so we'll just make sure we got just the one. From Nina, we've now got Nina's partner, James Hamilton, from Elite Business IT.
Wonderful. And James, if I can just get the one. James has drawn a big nation.
Oh, big name.
Of Group C. France, a very strong team here. They have a front lot of Dembele, Griezmann, Kante, Pogba, Hugo Lloris in goal.
Yeah, you can say that.
Plenty of good players for France, and controversially, quite a few top players missing out as well. Anthony Martial, Man U. Payet is injured, former West Ham, of course. So he's very good choice there.
Now playing for Marseille, isn't it?
Yeah. So that concludes Group C as well.
Yeah. So do you want to do a quick rundown of who we've got in Group C?
Absolutely. So Group C consists of Denmark, Mark Sexton, Peru, Joe Howard Photography, Australia, Jenny Johnson from the Beauty Spot, and France, James Hamilton.
So coming up next. This is Ollie. Do you want to do this one? Come on into the frame. You can announce this.
So who we got, Ollie?
This is Jodie Louise Bonnick. She's my sister. She runs a beauty parlour in Tiptree. And yeah.
And let's see who she is drawn with.
I'm so sorry.
Jodie, thank you for entering.
And who's she got then?
She's got the host. She's got Russia.
So with Russia, we've been singing the Russian tune all day.
Yeah. Actually, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
They probably have got a decent chance for topping the group, maybe even lifting the World Cup, because
Are you suggesting
I'm not going to
there
say
might
any
be
further.
some fixing involved?
I'm going to say absolutely nothing other than Sepp Blatter. So there we go.
Please note any views expressed are not self-conscious, they're just potential.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
We have nothing against Russia. We think they're great, but not that great.
Yeah.
Just average.
And this is the man that we need to keep sweet because he is our landlord. It's Giles Ford.
Absolutely. So he rents out tons of space across. Is it across Essex?
Malden and Chelmsford, I believe.
Absolutely. So where we are right now is next to Giles.
Yeah. So yeah, really lovely man as well.
Absolutely. So let's see who Giles is going to get. We have got Japan.
Japan.
Of Group H.
I'd say that's a solid shout as well. When we were talking earlier, I thought that Japan would probably come out of that group.
Absolutely. Japan obviously have Shinji Kagawa. They have Okazaki from Leicester. They do have someone else, Yoshida from Southampton. Next up.
Another lovely person that we always like to keep happy, Karen West Wiley from Barking Enterprise Centre, who are a lovely client of ours, obviously based in Barking. They work with all sorts of small businesses to help give them support as they start up and grow.
They also have office space available, I believe.
Also office space available within about a 3-minute walk from Barking Station. So nice and well located there.
Absolutely.
So Karen's been drawn next.
We're coming through to the last lot of teams now. So that's a strong one.
They've been drawn with Germany.
Germany, very strong choice. One of the favourites for this year's World Cup.
Can they do it on the bounce?
And that concludes Group F as well. So we have our available slot for Korea. We have Jimmy Lee Photography for Sweden, Mark Fountain for Mexico, and Karen picking up Germany there. And of course, Germany recently announced that Man City Leroy Sané has not made the squad.
It's very interesting, actually.
Getting 15 assists, something like 9 goals. So harsh, but he's young. Future World Cups for him.
So interesting. I believe that's still managed by Joachim Low. Lots of interest about was he going to be moving from the Germany job to Arsenal early in the year. Obviously, that's not happened. So
maybe after the World Cup, he might pick up another job. Who knows?
It's possible. We have now got another one of our lovely clients who has been providing me with lots of meals recently because they do a healthy meal prep business. It's Richard Blacklock from Nutribrox Meals.
Absolutely. So Sam has been on that wedding shred, as he calls it, having some of the Nutribrox meals himself.
Honestly, I've lost half a stone already.
It works. Obviously, he's doing personal training as well, so it's all part of it. But it's the meals help you live a healthier lifestyle, really, and they are actually very nice. I have one myself.
Yeah.
So shout out to Nutribrox Meals, and he has got the Giants of Saudi Arabia. So we're looking at that fourth spot. Realistically,
I'd say so.
Alongside Uruguay, Russia, Egypt. Who knows? Maybe Saudi Arabia are going to surprise us. Maybe the hosts, Russia, are going to be embarrassed.
So we've got 3 slots still to draw, 2 in Group G, 1 in Group H.
Those of you who know the World Cup well will probably be able to know which teams are left now.
Matt, always the comedian, said if you shave your beard off, you lose another half a stone. Thank you very much for that, Matt. But I probably haven't shaved in about 10 years, so I think it stays.
He shaved a little bit the other week, and Hannah was very scared. And
a little bit disturbed. Another good friend of ours. Interesting, he's not in Group B because he is from the Rayleigh Business Group. It's Stuart Chaplin of Cyan Marketing, who are probably one of the best website development companies that we know locally. So highly recommend those if you're, or those guys, if you're in the hunt for a new website.
So let's see if Stuart will be happy with this. He has got from England's group, Tunisia.
I'd say probably not. But
well, wooden spoon prize, 4th place.
It is a possibility.
I mean, obviously, there's a possibility that England might steal that 4th place, but Tunisia and Panama will be our other team in that group once they're drawn out. Of course.
And obviously, we've got 2 further drawings to make. The first is Gail Hoban from Gas Brand Studios. Lovely guys, Gail and Steve up in Uttlesford. And they incidentally were the people that did our redesign, because obviously we've had a little bit of a rebrand earlier in the year, which you can see through our Facebook logo. You can't see it over there. That's the old branding. We need to get some new sort of placards made up for the wall. Perhaps that's something you can help us with, Matt. Don't know.
So,
Gail,
I mentioned them a second ago. It's Panama. So again, Panama's first ever World Cup, much like Iceland. Huge shock that they got there ahead of America. Tiny island, obviously. Real underdog story.
No, they're Central America. Got a big canal going through it.
Panama Canal.
And thank you. It's one of those words that I pronounce in a weird way. I don't know why. But Panama, incidentally, there's been a summer hat named after them, the Panama hat, but that is incidentally made in Ecuador.
Controversial. Ecuador, of course, not in this year's World Cup. So, Panama, again, a possible bottom of the group team, but who knows? Can they turn up to shock England? We've seen it with Iceland, so who knows?
Yeah. So, obviously, we have now got just the one country and the one business to draw.
I'm just showing that as
we
well.
Can show you we're completely fair.
So here we go. Group H, Colombia.
And would you believe it? Clive Maloney, our business coach.
Fantastic.
Hey.
So
Clive,
Colombia of Group H.
Drawn with Colombia.
This is our open group, as we mentioned. So Colombia, Senegal, Poland, Japan. What are your reactions, everyone? Happy with your team? Not happy with your team? How are you thinking you're going to do? Obviously, semi-finals is what you're aiming for, aside from the wooden spoon prize. Who do you think is going to get into semi-finals this year's World Cup? Let us know.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to be doing a lot of posting around the games. We're going to be talking about who's doing well, who's not done so well. We're going to be talking about the businesses that have been drawn with the countries as well. So hopefully we're going to be promoting a load of really fantastic local businesses, because that's what we like to do, work with businesses in Essex, London and Hertfordshire to help them reach a little bit further
Absolutely.
And,
so we're going to now go over the final outcomes of today's draw. So we're going to start with Group A, which I'll run you through. Sam will run you through Group B, etc. So Group A, James Gilbert, Uruguay, and that's word perfect VA. Minal Patel, marketing by Minal, Egypt. Jodie Louise Bonick, the Beauty Loft, and that's Russia. Saudi Arabia and Richard Blacklock, Nutribox Meals. So that's Group A. Over to Group B.
Now into Group B, we've got Matthew Bradford from Natural Product Solutions, drawn with Spain. Tony Baker from Chambers Financial Services, drawn with Portugal. Lisa Gibbard from Smart PA, drawn with Morocco. And Jane Horgan from VA Wiz, drawn with Iran.
Group C, we have Mark Sexton of Essex Work Skills for Denmark. We have Joe Howard Photography for Peru. We have Jenny Johnson from BUT Spots, the unique sales of Australia. And James Hamilton, Elite Business IT for France.
And now into Group D, we've got Ian Chambers from Hoskin Home Loans with Nigeria. We've got Sally Parkinson from Sally Parkinson Photography with Croatia. We've got Ian Bailey from Kalex Environmental with Argentina. And we've got Ogo Kapu from Alberto with Iceland.
Over to this side of the board, we have Group H, Rob Lazaro, Madam Maps of Switzerland, Paul Ward, which is Paul Summerfield Photography, the mighty Brazil, Adam Cohen from Maynard Heddy LLP, and that's Costa Rica, and Nina Jervis, Nina the writer, for Serbia.
And now into Group F, we've got Jimmy Lee Photography, drawn with Sweden, Mark Fountain from Fountain Photos with Mexico. We got our first TVC drawn with the Korea Republic, and Karen West-Wiley from Barking Enterprise Centre, drawn with Germany.
Group G, England's group, so we have another slot available for you in Belgium. We have Rachel Richards of Uniform 7 with England, Stuart Chaplin, Saran Marketing for Tunisia, and finally Daryl Hoban of Gas Brand Studio for Panama.
And finally, Group H, which we believe is the most open group here. We've got Hannah Southgate from Have a Go with Hannah with Poland. We've got our third and final TBC spot with Senegal. We've got Gerald Ford from Edwards Walk with Japan. And finally, Clive Maloney from Get Real About Business with Colombia.
Absolutely. So those 3 slots available. Obviously, it would be unfair for you to just say what country you want, so we can't do that. It's going to be randomly chosen. So once we have all 3 available, we will then do a little draw in the office and see who ends up with Korea, Belgium, and Senegal.
So actually, I mean, they're pretty decent teams, I'd say, that you kind of want to be drawn with. Definitely not ones that are going to end you up in 4th place, even though we've got the wooden Spain slot. So I think that about wraps up our drawing for today. Hope you've enjoyed the draw. Stay tuned to our Facebook page for more information about the World Cup as we progress over the next couple of weeks. And congratulations to everyone who's been drawn with the team today.
Absolutely. Finally, any reactions, Ollie, of note?
Matthew is of course going to help you with your business.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Always good to know.
Yeah.
And any thoughts yourself, Ollie, from general board at all, or your sister? Or...
Good luck, because you described most of the teams as wooden.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of wooden spoons.
There's a lot of opportunity for wooden spoon, but it's what it is really.
So the World Cup kicks off on the 14th of June, and our first match, we have your sister, Ollie, versus Nutribox Meals. So that was our first showdown of this year's World Cup. The final, of course, being on the 15th of July. Stay tuned to keep up with our updates.
Yeah. So that's it for now, guys, and we'll see you on our next live.
Take care.